Shabbat Shalom to all of you. We are in the middle of this book, Bamidbar, and I like it because now this portion is not really the middle, but this portion is the one that is going to make it, I call it the middle term. From the first generation, we are going to pass to the next generation. And in this process of generational trials, we are going to see why Israel, instead to go to the promised land in 1 week, took it 38 extra years, to the point that all the generation who left from Egypt will pass away, and only 2 men are going from that generation are going to come into the promised land. Interestingly enough, these 2 men will represent the tribes of the tribes. One side, the tribe of Judah, and from the other side, the tribe of Joseph. And only to give you an idea and the picture, because the Torah talks about pictures, already you remember the encounter that had Judah with Joseph, and they consolidated again the Israel as a family, in which was very obvious that Judah became the leader of the tribe of the Israel, but Joseph became the covering or the supporter of all Israel, and each one had a different role in their leadership, and both became part of that. From these ideas, by the way, they have been developed in Judaism. About the 2 types of Mashiach. One Mashiach that comes from the tribe of Judah, that is the Mashiach that is going to be strong and is going to be courageous and going to be the conqueror, and we call it Moshiach ben David, from the tribe of Judah, King David's tribe. And the other type of Mashiach is called Mashiach ben Yosef. This is the suffering Messiah, if we can call it. The Messiah that is going to suffer for the sake of Israel, of course. Then, these 2 ideas, and we are going to see here again, playing a role. Something very interesting. I want to make you curious and for you to search. The leader of the tribe of Judah is no less and no more than Caleb. The name Caleb is not a very special name in many ways, because Caleb really means dog. But also the words Caleb come from the word from my heart. And because the dog is the best friend of man, this is what people say that. And this name Caleb was given to foreigners. That was not a name given to Israelites. Now, we know by the Torah that Caleb was not an Israelite by birth. He was a foreigner. He was a ger. He was a Kenizzite. And here say a son of a Jephunneh, and this the Kenizzite. And it's very clear that he was not an Israelite. And he was a prince in the tribe of Judah. What it tells you is that it's not only blue blood, as many people want to give you this idea, that only the chosen one has blue blood. Has nothing to do with the blood, has to do with the calling. From the other side, from the tribe of Joseph, double tribe of Joseph, comes the tribe of Ephraim. And from the tribe of Ephraim comes Hoshea, bin Nun. And he is an Israelite. And Moshe Rabbeinu is going to change his name, interestingly enough, in this part, from Hoshea to Yehoshua. What the term Yehoshua, by the way, if you go to the Septuagint, you're going to see the name Yehoshua is transliterated Jesus. This is only to give you certain little details. But the most important detail that I need to give it to you is about how these two tribes that represent the two types of messiahs, the triumph and they're going to come. And the strong tribe, the tribe that is so privileged and we are so proud, all of us, Jewish people, how do we call it? Jews. Why? Because of the tribe of Judah. Even if we don't know which tribe we come, we are Jews. You know? Everybody is we are the tribe of Judah. You know? We are Yehudim. Now, this one, the chief of this tribe, the representative, the strong man, the courageous man that is going to represent the tribe of Judah is a goy. Is a Gentile. Is a girl. What is telling them? Look at the beautiful pictures and messages that the Torah. Secondly, the leader of the whole thing won't be from the tribe of Judah, supposedly needed to be, but he's going to be from the tribe of Joseph, the nice and dedicated. Joseph was totally dedicated to the Creator. And from there is going to come the one that showed total loyalty to Moshe Rabbeinu, his Talmid, his student, Yehoshua. Then already in this picture you're going to see that the two men that are going to get in to the promised land, they are going to lead, is Caleb and Yehunneh. Now, because Caleb, this is very interesting, because Caleb is not a blood Israelite. The Creator is going to give it to him directly to inherit a piece of land, because the girls couldn't inherit the land. Okay? And then, or you needed to join to a church, to a tribe, but if you were not in a tribe, you couldn't inherit it. And here is going to inherit it directly, the land. Now, we can talk about later on, we can discuss about what is not. But here is not what I want to talk. This is only a small introduction, because this parasha has many things very interesting. At the end, we're going to see even the fringes of the 6's. Now, to me, the fringes of the 6's, only to give you an idea of what it means, is, when you want to remember something, sometimes you don't put something in your finger, and that way you don't forget. That is the idea of the 6C, okay? To remind you something. Because sometimes we love the hocus pocus. To me, hocus pocus is not for me. To me, it's trying to understand the scriptures and to see the principle that the Creator are teaching us. Well, now I'm going to go now directly to this problem about the people that were these princes that they were sent to scout the land. And look, I use the word scout. I don't use the word spying, like many translations have mistranslated the word latour. You hear the word tour, tourism, to make a tour, from there, to go and to look around. They're going to go and look around. Now, these men were the princes of each tribe. You need to understand at that time, to be a princess, you need to be a very strong person. What we say in my Latin American friends, they needed to be macho men, They needed to be strong. They couldn't be wishy-washy. They were strong people. Then they were sent for their qualities. They were not sent because they were nothing. Totally the contrary. And now, the instructions of Moshe Rabbeinu in this portion is to go and to do a tour and to scout the land. And he asked to several things, to look at the land, the production, the people, either cities are walled, how they are prepared, or things like that. In that way, we can say that they were spying, But there was more to see, because already the Creator had been giving to them that land. And he told them that he was going to take those people out. Already the Creator has told them that, and those people were leaving the land. Why? Because the Creator wanted to get rid of them only because he didn't like them. Totally the contrary. Because these people, they committed atrocities. They did the worst thing that they could do. And they needed to be clean of the area. And that's the reason also that the Creator was very clear not to combine them or to mix with them, because they were bad influence. These people go and they check for 40 days. Yeah, surveyors. Yeah, that's the very word, surveyors. Go and check the land, and they see all the wonderful qualities. And let me tell you, when they come back, what they are going to tell you, one of the parts is very honest, very, very good. You know, they didn't lie. They told you that the land was good, they had a lot of things. But here is going to come the idea of perception. Now, in this time of the year that we're living, you know, we mention over and over this idea, fake news. And you will be surprised how true it is. I was talking to a friend of mine, you know, and he started telling me a lot of things about the President of the United States, you know, and totally against. And, you know, and I asked him, where you have heard those news? CNN. You know, and I say, do you know that at least trying to watch Fox News and at least give you a balance? But the problem is that if you want to believe only one side, there's nothing nothing you can do. The bias is so tremendous against everybody here. And people believe what other people say. They do not check. They don't search. You know, these surveyors, these scoutings, you know, these scouts, when they went to the land, they have had the experience already of 2 years being with the Creator. They have seen the work of the Creator, the Boreo land, working with them. They were not saved by their own power. They didn't fight anybody by their own power. What the Creator has been always with them. And that was the promise, I'm going to be with you. Then what happened? That change of attitude and that negativism. What was the problem of these scouts, or what was their sin? Of the 10, because there were 2, Yehoshua and Caleb, that was the opposite. I call it perception and the way that we see ourselves. And this is a problem. We need to understand. You know, how many times I have repeated, there is a statement they like it about Yeshua, our Rabbi, our teacher. He say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You know, and people always understand it I call it in the Greek way. You know, in the way that doesn't need to be understood. That statement is done by a Hebrew rabbi, by a Jewish rabbi, or Israelite rabbi, how do you want to call it? And he was a Torah observant. He was a Shomer Torah. Not like a people want to paint him that he trying to destroy the Torah. Totally the contrary. He came to keep the Torah to his own people, and he talked to his own people. But what he says this is, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And he's not talking to Greeks. I'm sorry to my Gentile friends. He's not talking to Gentiles. He's talking to Israel. And what he's telling them is this. You know, you shall know the Creator, truth, because that's it. And the Creator, the truth, he is going to deliver you from all the hocus pocus, that thing that you have in your head. That's not true. all the ideas that you have made in your head. No. Let me give you one step forward. Do you know the word truth in Hebrew? You know how it's written? Aleph, Mem, Tav, Emet. You know? The Aleph represents the Creator. When he say at the beginning of the Ten Commandments, when he say, Anochi, I am Aleph. Now, what happens to the word truth that represents the Creator? You eliminate the Aleph, which the word that is left. Met. And what it means, met? Death. In other words, truth without the Creator take you to death. What happened with these people? With these very strong men? They were thinking that they were going to do the battle on their own. They thought that they were going to be abandoned to their own luck. And how they perceive themselves? They start, their imagination start going and going and going, and they create fake news. First of all, only to give you a better understanding, go to the last verse of chapter 13. That is going to open our eyes in many ways. Okay? I'm going to start from verse 32. And they began disparaging the country they had reconnected to the Israelites, saying, the country that we have been to reconnoiter, not reconnect, knowledge to see, to know, that's a better word. In Spanish it's reconocer, that is easier. It's a country that devours its inhabitants. And all the people we saw, they were enormous. Okay? They were giants. We saw giants. Okay? And then enormous size. And we saw those giants too. Yeah, and here there is the Anakim, descendants of the giants, you know. But then, and we see ourselves, we see ourselves as grasshoppers, and they also saw us like that. You see it? I don't know if you got this point. You are who you think you are. If you think you are a nobody, you're a nobody. If you think you don't count, you don't count. If you think that you are not intelligent, you are not intelligent. If you think you are dummy, you are dummy. That you want to think about yourself, that's who you are. Even it's not true. And this is totally false humbleness, by the way. Humility. But this is the perception that many of us we have of ourselves. And doesn't matter. And this idea of the Anakim is totally the invention of the mentality. The Anakim didn't exist. That you see at the beginning in Bereshit. And this time, the word Anakim, they were already after the flood disappeared. That was all in their imagination. You know, how many of you here believe that elephants fly because you saw Walt Disney Dumbo, you know, and you still believe it that the elephants fly? Okay? Okay? And if I talk to you that they don't fly, you get upset with me. No? Well, this is part of the problem that we have. Because we do not have the truth. We have taken away the Creator from our lives. And everything depends on us. And let me tell you, people say to me, but Rabbi, you are now contradicting yourself. Because you told us that we do not need to depend on the Creator, we need to depend on ourselves. This is a contradiction. Totally the contrary. It's just the opposite. We are responsible for the things that we can do. We are not responsible for the things that we cannot do. For the impossibilities that we cannot do. But let's not invent impossibilities on us. Let's not create walls. We say, I cannot do it. I am not good enough. That's enough for me. You already are defeating yourself. You cannot try and you're already defeated. People ask me this, Rabbi, do you believe in miracles? I say, depends. And people say, but how do you say that? You know, I say, I am those few rabbis that I am not too much in the hocus pocus. I like reality, I like to see it, to believe. I am like that. You know, I doubt, but I need to see it. You know, my scientific background helped me in both sides. Because I need to see and I need to check and I need to search. People come to me with another idea, Rabbi, do you know this or do you know that? Did it happen? I say, okay, get excited. Let me check. You know, I don't accept everything that everybody tells me. I need to check. I need to see. That's the responsibility of all of us. But I know my capabilities, and I try to do my best every time. What about if your saying is that you do not believe in yourself? Do you remember when many times I bring to you Psalms 139? The Psalm that say that we have been made in marvelous way and the Creator knows our souls and everything else. And at the end it says, search me, O God, and look within me and see. And one of the things I want to add is, see all my unbeliefs. See all my limitations, see all my restrictions that has put on myself. Free me from those things, in that way I can be free to serve you. The problem was not about being macho men. The problem was that they thought that they were going to do it only on their own, without any support. They didn't trust. And here is my definition about miracles. Miracle is everything that for the man is impossible to do, only the Creator can do it. But meanwhile, the Creator can do it. Meanwhile, man can do it. The Creator won't make miracles. And to me, the best example, like I like to use as an example, as a picture, is the crossing of the Red Sea. When Moshe Rabbeinu said, look at what is happening. And I say, stop praying, cross it, go jump to the water. The Creator said, but the water, what is the water? What the Creator did, open the water. But he didn't push them. He didn't give them magic carpets to fly over. You know, they need to push their car in the mud and everything else. And they had the enemy behind them. And they needed to run. If they didn't run, they would be caught on land. Then, what is the miracle? To open the Red Sea. That man cannot do that. But the rest, you need to do it. These men failed in one thing. They believe it more in their incapabilities than what they were capable to do if they were together. They believe it that was going to be impossible for them to defeat these people. And in order to believe that, they created their own lies. Their own perception was so negative about themselves because they were still with that mentality that is a slave mentality. Totally dependency on their bosses that they can see. To the point that at a moment, they decided to go back to Egypt. They would be better after all that they had gone through. And they were going to change even the leader. Yes. And it's the leader, Moshe Rabbeinu, who intercedes for them again. And you want to see Moshe Rabbeinu interceding for these people over and over again. And just last week we saw when he lost his courage for the people, he wanted, kill me. I cannot take these people anymore. And now he's interceding for them. How we can apply this for today? Let me ask you an honest question to each one of us. What is the thing that is limiting our lives? What is the thing that is saying to me, I cannot do that? What is the thing that don't allow us to progress? Is real the things or my imagination? My fears are real or are totally imagined? Is the Creator with us? Who can be against us? If we have the upper hand, why do we need to fail? And by the way, do you know that sometimes failure is good? Because help it to me is stronger. But how many of us, to the first failure that we had, we get so defeated that we don't try anymore? That is a sin. Keep on. Don't turn back. Don't run away. Face the situations. That's what the Creator wants for us today. This is the teaching is don't be afraid about the giants that you have created in your mind. Be the reality of the things that they are happening. How many times I have talked with people and say, oh, Rabbi, I cannot do that. That's too big for me. I am not capable. No, that's not for me. And I say, have you started doing it? No, but I think it's too much. How do you know it's too much if you have not even tried? How many of us, we are so defeated even before we start? Many of us here in this community, we are immigrants. We came here because we were looking for a better life. And because we are here, we don't have anything in the back. We cannot run away. We're stuck here. Then we are pushed to go ahead. You know that here in Canada, the native has more problems to be successful than an immigrant. And you know why? Because complacency. I am comfortable with that, the status quo that I have. My welfare is going to help me. The foreigner doesn't have time for welfare. He needs to work. What? What? Our government is terrible, by the way. Welfare is never good. Welfare is only for what they needed, not to do social worker for the people who don't want to work. Anyway, that is another thing. And that is dependency, by the way, in the wrong place. They rob from you your capabilities, your humanity, you being you. Then my question now again is, what is holding you back? Please ask yourself this question, and we can talk later. Shabbat Shalom.